I hope you're doing fantastic. In this video, we're going to cover exactly what to do if you don't have a big budget. How can you test a bunch of creatives? How can you test a bunch of hooks before actually testing it in the ad manager? Like that, you don't say, you save pretty much thousands of dollars. Even though this might be a slow way to test ads, it's definitely the most budget friendly because all it takes is time. So I'm gonna show you right now. Okay, the trick is honestly just let the algorithm tell you which ad is gonna perform better than the others. So once you have, let's say, it came up with like 5, 6, 9 different hooks and same body, whatever. Something that you can do to try ads for free instead of putting at $20 a day, $30 a day is just test in the algorithm of Facebook or IG or TikTok. I prefer TikTok because IG I only put content that like I know is gonna work. So if you want to text on TikTok, by all means. So but it works in IG or Facebook too. So pretty much what we're doing is the content formula, which is going to be hook plus body plus CTA for day one every 2 or 4 hours, pretty much. Like honestly, I tried the four. It hasn't. It after you post 3 or 4 pieces of content, or either on G on TikTok, I feel like sometimes the reach goes down. So just try max two. Um, yeah, just try max two. Like don't let's not do two a day because 4 a day because I have tried 4 a day and I feel like always the third one or the fourth one that I post later that day, it doesn't really perform too well. Okay, so here I'm not gonna put every hour. What I'll put here is look up what is the best time in your IG or your Instagram, or, I mean, I'm sorry, or your TikTok or Facebook that the people are most active. I will try to release a piece of content there, right? So you can see, okay, the people like, like on 12 o'clock, most of my followers are active. Most of my followers are watching my stuff. Let me release this 2 pieces of content from like 11 to 12 or 11 to 1, it might be, right? So here we go. We have a couple hooks, a couple body, and we don't have enough budget. Let's say if you have 20 pieces of content and they'll have different hooks, slightly different bodies, right? And you're like, okay, I don't have all the budget in the world to test this on ads or Facebook ad manager. How can I do this in as budget friendly as possible, actually at free, pretty much? So what you do is that you actually start posting those pieces of content, right, through Instagram or IG or TikTok. Just upload 2 a day, or for a couple of days until you upload everything, right? I will wait about 3 to 7 days, and one of these. The thing is, what happens? Don't feel some type of way if you only get 300 views. That's normal. If you get 200 views, that is totally normal. We're business owners, so we're not entertainers. We're not driven by the matrix of view. We're driven by the matrix of conversions and revenue. So don't worry if you get like 100 views. It's okay. What you're watching is if all of them get 100 views, one of them for sure is gonna get more than 100 views or more than the average of everything is getting. They all getting 300 views or so. One of these or maybe two of these probably get 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 view. Now you know out of these, one of these is the one that has the best hook and the best body and the best CTA. That is the one that I go and test, right? So that one is the one that I actually go to YouTube. I put that piece of content on YouTube and IG and to run it as ad, right? And let me go down a bit. So, like I said, you try different hooks. Once you have different hooks, upload them 2 a day, and you upload all the ones you created. Let's say if you do 10 or or whatever to do a take for 5 days, so you have up 10 uploaded, and hopefully if everything is right, you should have one that pops off, right? The one that pops off, you gotta start thinking what made it pop off. Was it the hook or was it the body? Right? Those are the things that you gotta start duplicating. If this one popped off because it had a better hook than all of these, of course, send it off to YouTube and IG and try the ad there with a low budget. You can do $20, $30 a day. But what you should start also finding out is what made this piece of content special from everything else. Like, was it the way I said the hook? Was it the hook itself? Was it the body? Because we want to identify what is the thing that made what is the thing that made this piece of content reach more audience than all the ones that are grayed out. And yeah, it could be the hook. Most 100% is most likely the hook, and the way you said it, the first 3 seconds is literally the biggest fight of the battle. So if you get the 3 seconds correctly, that's it right there. And then what I would do is, once I identify a winning hook, right? Like this piece of content has a really good hook, and I tried on ads and actually is performing on ads. What I would try to do is replicate this hook in different ways, in different scenarios, in different environments. Let's say if you tried a piece of content, this one, and the hook was, business owner with a 700 plus credit score, which is the most average one, right? And that hook worked very well, let's say in your office or in your house. I would try that same hook in driving down the street or walking in the park, or working on the gym, whatever it may be, or working on the office. Or I'll try that same hook in different stages, right? Like in different places of your life, and I'll do the same thing again with the winning hook, right? So let's say this one won, right? This is the ad that performed the not the ad, the piece of content that performed the best. You're gonna have they say you're gonna have this 3 or 4 or 5 pieces of content. They're exact same, right? Because this is the winning hook, right? I will just have the same hook on all fours, but just change the location. Change the location, maybe slight different. Actually, I wouldn't even touch anything. Just change the location and see how that performs. And again, upload it on TikTok or IG or whatever it may be for 7 days max. Actually, in the first 24 hours, you will know if that piece of content got any traction or not, honestly. Like in the first 24 hours, max 3 days, 7 days, honestly pushing it. But some people want to give it some time. I'm honestly very the speed is keen for me, right? So I only wait 24 hours, max 2 days. And if it doesn't, the piece of content just gets an average of 100 views, it's very rare that I know where it's going to pop off. I mean, if it does, hallelujah. But usually within the first 24 hours or 48 hours, you know which piece of content. Again, you're creating as much pieces of content as possible, hook plus body plus CTA. The CTA doesn't have to really be there. It's just because since it's an ad, you do have to do a CTA. So don't forget about the CTA. So this is a good way to test a bunch of ads. And if you do 50 pieces of content, 40 pieces of content, and you test this all on TikTok or Facebook, I promise you by the end of the whole thing, you're gonna find 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of content that have a winning hook. Then those try it on ads or IG, and I promise you it's gonna pop off. That I've done this myself. We've done it with other different clients, and it does work. It just takes more time because now you got to create all this content, upload it. But it's the best way to do it with a low budget. So if you don't have $1,000 to spend, or is your last $1,000, I would do this first, and then I will use that $1,000 on the winning, pretty much reels or content that popped off and got the most view. Then I'll put my budget behind those ads, and that way you skip let me find out almost like a winning creative or a winning piece of content by trying it with money. You can just do this for free. Right? So that's it for this video. I wanted to make it very short and very simple because this strategy, I've used it with a lot of our clients that don't have the biggest budget ever, and maybe they only have 3K to test, right? And I'm like, okay, first let's test organically. If something starts popping up there, then let's start testing from those organic pieces of content, and at least we have some sort of direction where to go, right? We have, okay, this is what the people want, this is what the location they want, this is the the hook that they really are resonating with. So that way we start heading towards the right direction, and we don't spend $1,000 on just testing. Okay, so that's it for this video, everyone. I hope you got some value on it. I'll see you guys on the next.